Hey guys, today I'll be sharing some business lessons with you that I think that would benefit and help your business grow. Let's dive straight into it. So I watched the movie Anikulapo and I came up with a lot of business lessons from this movie, and I'm like, okay, let me come here and share with my people or what our friends for. You're welcome. Summary of the movie. There's this guy Saro. He was a traveler, so he got to a city and he met a sugar mommy. That sugar mommy actually empowered him. He knew how to make ashoke. Ashoke, the traditional attire they wear in the Yoruba land for big events like weddings. Like during my wedding, I wore an ashoke. So some people wear it for introduction, some people wear it for the christening of their baby and all that. It depends. So that was what the guy was doing. In the process, his sugar mommy referred him to the king because the sugar mommy has connection in that town. Referred him to the king. They had a ceremony upcoming, and the king, the wives, they needed ashoke. When he got there, the king's youngest wife liked him, and she came to meet him late night in the bush. Threw herself at the guy, and they had ta ta ta. You can ask your neighbor what the meaning of ta 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 is. So they had ta ta ta, and the next thing they started having feelings for themselves. They were thinking about eloping, leaving the town. So they left the town. However, the guy was caught and he was beaten mercilessly. I even thought he was going to die, but he did not die. So they got to another town. Someone assisted them to another town. On their way, the lady saw there's something called, I cannot remember the name. It drops from a bird and the lady picked it. That thing actually has a high efficacy. It can raise the dead. You can use it for jazz and different things, like it can do abracadabra. When they got to the new town, the child of the person that ate them died, and they met everyone crying. So the wife actually had that thing in her hand. It dropped from a bird, and maybe from her parents, she knew history about that thing being effective about anything. So she picked that thing, picked it and gave the partner and said, oh, she just felt like maybe the man is the head of the home. They are not married. They both eloped, the king's wife and that guy that sells ashoke. They both eloped from their town and they are now in a new town. So the lady gave the guy, oh, take this thing. It can wake the dead. Just try it and all that. And this guy tried this jazz and pew, he waked the dead boy up. Then the king sent for this guy and said, oh, just stay in our hometown. When someone is dead, we raise the person up and we pay you. So this became his full-time job. Now, from the business lesson, when he first got into this hometown, when he met his sugar mommy, the sugar mommy said, where are you going? I can take you in. Work with me. Then when you are working with me, you can save up in the process because I'll be paying you daily. You save up in the process and you can now start your ashoke business. The first business lesson I got from this is when there's a level of growth you want to achieve for your business, all you need to do is to increase your sales targets and save a particular amount of your profits, or get a new side hustle where you can be getting money, save it for a month, or a couple of months, 3 months, 6 months. Then with this, you can always start a new project. This has been something I do always. If there's something I want to do, I save every month towards it. And it has been so useful for me when it comes to business. Oh, you want to make your first 1 million in sales. If you know you don't have helper, nobody would help you. You have to save towards it. You may start your saving a year, 2 years. I have a saving I am saving on my, don't let me say it, I have a saving I am saving currently, and the saving is meant for 2 years, which I started this year. And I have to do the saving for the next 2 years because I'm saving towards a goal. So as a business owner, it is important to save towards goals. And with this, it is easy for you to achieve your goal. So the guy saved, and with the help of the sugar mommy actually assisted him, got him in space, and he started the ashoke business. The second business lesson I got is this guy cannot follow through. He doesn't have goals for his business because I believe that you need to have a goal for your business. The next 2 years, next 5 years, next 10 years, what do you want to do with your business? He had no goal, because if he actually had a goal, he's supposed to know that this is sugar mommy referring him to the king palace just so for the king, so for his wife. A king has friends of other kings, maybe 5, maybe 10. And in this way, if you do a good job for them, you may just become a designer for kings. You just design ashoke for kings and you charge them premium for your service. You did not see it as this is an opportunity for me to go from town to town and become a global, it may not even be global yet, but beyond that location, people start to know you beyond that location. He did not even recognize that business opportunity. He did not see sewing for kings and his wife as, oh, this is an opportunity. Because if he saw it, when the wife came to meet him in the bush to do tatata with him, he's going to take his dream higher and say no. Another thing I learned is learn how to say no. No would have saved that guy a lot. He could not say no. Like, I believe that if he had goals for his business, this applies to you too. Just be picking the lessons. The things I say did not do. Ask yourself, do I have goals for my business? Or he also has an accountability partner. He would have gone to meet the person and say, oh, I have this kind of goal for my business. So, but the king's wife is trying to show advances towards me. I think she likes me. And the person would reset his brain like, show me, show me, show me. But the guy, I feel like he did not have a precise direction for his life. It was just, and that's it. The next business lesson is they eloped. This lady, the king's youngest wife, gave him something that raised the dead up, and the guy did nothing. Like, after you see that this thing is working, you raise the first dead person, the second, the third, the fourth. I believe that as a business owner, no, it is not his business. He feeds his family with that. In fact, he even has 3 wives. As a business owner, I expected him to make research, to try to go to a neighboring town and ask for a powerful person, maybe someone that is powerful, and ask the person. My wife gave me my partner, not his wife, fornicator partner. This, I got this thing, erase the dead. Baba, what do you think? This thing can have an abomination that once you do that thing, the next thing you're unable to raise the dead again. It's possible. What is the abomination of this thing? What is the do's and don'ts? Apart from being able to raise the dead with this thing, what other benefits can this thing give me? How can I use it and get the best results? I expected him. When you have a business, your business is not about let's just eat food. It was okay with just eating food with that business. They'll bring someone that is dead, will raise them, and once he raise the dead, the community would give him food and all that. So it did nothing to improve that thing. It was just doing that same thing for years. We were not shown the exact number of years, but for a long time, because after a while they showed us few years later, he was still doing the same thing the same way. What improvement have you done for your business? Is it the same thing you've been doing for the past 5 years, 6 years? You still keep doing it and you're expecting a different result, and you want to make more money, you want to start making millions. But what are you doing differently? You still post on your WhatsApp status with 20 views, 10 views, 30 views, and you're saying, this business, at the end of the month, you just have 50K left. How much do you expect? In fact, you try to even have 50K, you don't try. Because you are not making the effort. This guy was not, he did not understand he did not understand anything about that business. It was just okay getting food and all that. Another business lesson I see is pride goes before a fall. This guy married 2 more wives. His partner brought him to that town. They eloped together. He did not go back to marry her in the right way. I think that may be because she was the king's wife, and I think there are some structures to things like that. If you are marrying a king's wife, I think they have to do some things and all that. So let's say they did not get married legally, okay? But he married 2 more wives. This lady had this power and she could have used it herself and say, oh, I can do it. She knew the efficacy. She knew how to use it. But she handed this power over to you. He maltreated this lady. In fact, at a point, he slapped her, knowing fully well that this lady knew his source of power. This lady can do and undo. But he kept maltreating this lady for years and married 2 more wives. The other wives had babies. One had 2 babies. One was pregnant. This lady was unable to get pregnant. She was dealing with infertility. He showed no sign of concern. He wasn't doing anything to make her happy. These 2 other wives would insult her like, no baby say make you no get pikin. He was not doing anything. And this brings me to the business lesson of, as a business owner, when you have a staff, because there are some businesses that a staff will just come and give you ideas. Oga, can we do this? And that idea will blow up and you start making money. But you refuse to acknowledge this staff. You still treat that staff in a bad way. Okay, you gave me this idea. Let me increase your own salary. You don't talk down on that staff like that. You know that you have a particular staff that even if you travel for the next 1 month, this person will hold down your business. Things will be going smooth. Things will be fine. Your customers will not complain. You don't acknowledge the staff and you still come, you'll be shouting. Your head is not correct. You'll be showing different attitudes. Like, I had a lot of eye-opening moments from that film and I said, I have to share it. You have to treat the person well, because this person that gave you idea that can save your business cannot give you a terrible idea, and he or she knows that this idea would crush your business. But because you're a bad person, pride goes before you fall. And guess what happened at the end of that film? This lady knew the efficacy and power of the thing she gave that man. She just one day she woke up and she poured away everything in that. It's like a child like this. So the thing inside, the powder inside was the power. So without that powder, that thing is powerless. She angrily poured everything away and she packed her stuff and she left because the son of the king died and they were telling him to raise the son of the king. And he was not telling the king that he needed to marry his princess, like his child. And the king was like, give you my child as a wife. Are you mad? After you have three wives and all that. But the king had no choice because they don't want the son to die. Like, so the hoping this guy will be able to raise him up. Some people were discussing about it, and the wife had like, this is the act of humiliation. You married two more wives. These people have children. She had no children. Now you still want to marry another wife. And the first lady did not have a child yet. He wasn't feeling concerned. He maltreated her, beat her, and all that. And that lady was just like, this is the last day. I'm packing my stuff and I'm going. But before I go, I'll make sure I spoil your life. And this lady poured away that thing and she went. And this guy, Jagaban, it felt like that thing was still working, just came to pick it and raise the dead. Lorile Odigo, be Odigo. The thing no work go. He was unable to raise the dead, and that was the the downfall of that man. These are the business lessons I learned that I just feel like these things has to sink down in my mind and in my heart, and I can do better with my business. What do you learn in the movie? Do you have any addition? What would you like to add? What do you think? Drop it in the comment section. It's important to have a business plan. The downfall of that man was because he did not have a business plan. I highly recommend this video, how to write a business plan for you. Click here and watch, plan your business, have a vision. Vision is important. This man did not have a vision. That was why he just fell off the track. So click here, watch, enjoy. Thank you for watching. I'll definitely see you in my next video.